My name is Don Macleay. I'm running for mayor of Oakland this year. I became inspired to run for mayor of Oakland as a member of the Chamber of Commerce. I have a small business here in Oakland, and the Chamber of Commerce runs a thing called Inside Oakland. It's one Friday a month. You get to listen to local politicians talk about what's going on. We had a person come in to talk to us who was a police chief, and he started speaking to us about the four major causes, or not causes, but the four major elements involved in most of the killings in Oakland and a lot of the crime. And they were truancy, homelessness, substance abuse, and recidivism, parolee recidivism. At the same time, a close friend of mine worked in the parole office and made me aware of the fact that the state of California considered our own parole system a failure. Those are pretty big words when the state of California considers your parole system a failure. Now, like a lot of people in Oakland, I really wanted better schools. I wanted safer streets, and I'm going to continue to want those things. And I was inspired by, some of the day-to-day things that affect us. But here I was actually exposed to the policy of it. And I became very frustrated. One was I was very aware that the city just wasn't doing those four things and was not addressing what was in the report about how our parole system is a failure. I also went on to learn that the city was basically standing by while the state controlled our schools, and I don't really think very much the state controlled the schools. I've looked at what they did. If elected, I would like to have that audited, and I, did not see state control in any way being involved in the improvement of our schools. I now have a son going to one of those schools. So I'm running for mayor because I really believe that the mayor's job is a place where these kinds of things can be addressed. Sometimes it falls within the mayor's responsibility, and sometimes it just falls within the mayor's ethical responsibility. I really believe that the mayor should be an advocate for the whole community and provide something along the lines of a constituent service for the group. It should be the mayor that's calling up the parole system in Sacramento and saying, where are people and how are you treating them and when are they going to be released and what are you going to do for them? That's the kind of mayor I wanted to be. And speaking with my friends, my associates in the Green Party, we decided to launch a campaign. It's been a wonderful thing to do. I've met a lot of good people doing it. And I feel that we have a chance to turn Oakland towards the more practical side of a lot of things that we've already started to do. I really believe that around Oakland, I knew this before, but since I've been campaigning, I know it a lot more. There's a lot of grassroots groups trying to do things. And I really see the future of the city there, not in outside experts, not in some tricky little plan, but just with the hard-working people who really care about these issues. Personally, what I bring to the job is a lifetime of political activism. As a Green Party member and activist, I obviously have an environmental background. It's fairly deep. I've also managed an electric company. I've worked in watershed protection. I'm an old school environmentalist. I'm a machinist. I'm an old school working man, union member. And I'm very new school. I own a small business and we do computer network service, and I have a very fancy little handheld phone that's probably better than Barack Obama's. And I very much embrace a lot of the new technologies. So I bring that to the floor because I do understand these technologies. I also understand the technologies of conversion and energy and things like that. Besides that, I speak multiple languages. I speak Spanish and French very, very well. And I have lived personally overseas for a good part of my life. So I've actually lived first-person singular a lot of things that we only talk about here in the United States. So that includes electoral reform, that includes universal health care, and that includes a lot of what we're talking about in transit. I have lived in places that have done the things we're talking about.